Good morning. I'd like to talk with you a little bit, if we can toggle the screen to my presentation, please. There we go. I would like to talk a little bit with you, if it's okay, about the people here on the screen. The topic of the next 20 minutes is about people, about us. These people don't buy insurance. These people, they are looking for protection, right? So if we look at digital transformation and digital trends, let's start with this one. Maybe I can ask you a question. Who of you bought a book on Amazon or something on Amazon in the last 6 months? That's all of us, right? All digital models. Who of you actually went into a video or DVD rental store to rent a DVD? Nobody? All right, cool. If you think about fintech, are these players competitors or are they enablers? Another major trend. You've seen them today, you will see them tomorrow. About the business model, what do you think? Are you going to be replaced? Are you going to be disintermediate? Are you going to be a boring back office function? That's really, I think, one of the key questions financials are facing if we don't pay attention. I guess in the end of the day, people that are interacting at the boardroom will realize that in the end of the day, digital is an enabler to lower the cost-income ratio. So we don't buy DVDs anymore. We prefer digital-only businesses. Software is eating the world, as they say in Silicon Valley, and the industry is in flux. So how are we going to organize ourselves? So digital transformation. What is very interesting, what I like about this slide, I think in the essence it's about people and it's about customer experience. Look at these businesses. They don't own vehicles, Uber, transportation. They don't own content. They don't own real estate. They own the customer experience. They are passionate about creating a superior, seamless, frictionless customer journey. And everything they do at the core is digital. Some industries do not exist anymore. We don't go to travel shops. We don't go to DVD rental shops anymore. And that's only 10 years ago. So what's going to happen in the next 10 years? That's why we see fintech. That's why we see a tremendous move in fintech investment, because the industry is changing. So the essence of the people is, we always now in this new model, we have people here on the screen. These people have a mind, they need something, they have a need, a desire, a situation, and in the context of that moment, we need to create a value chain to connect them to our backend systems, to connect them to cloud capabilities, but the whole game doesn't start anymore with the insurance product. It doesn't start with the insurer. It all starts with the end customer. So I think the battle game is, how can we start with the customer and how can we create a seamless customer experience? So what does it mean? What is a seamless customer experience and what does it mean for our business models? The first model we will see is that people will start to make a new digital front end on top of their core systems. That's one way of doing it. We see others where they actually build a complete new digital platform. We also will see aggregators that will take various fintech capabilities and combine these into a new distribution model. Or we actually make a combination of both core systems and fintech players, and we all assemble them into an integrated, seamless journey. But whatever business model you choose, it all starts with a seamless customer experience. And I think that's the nicer thing. We have to think about how can we repurpose our core systems, our policy administration systems, our CRM systems. How can we web-enable them with APIs, application programming interfaces, so we have valuable data, valuable business logic we can use to create a seamless customer journey. We can do it brand new, to basically forget about the legacy and go fast with a startup type of model. We can aggregate, etc. But in the essence, what I believe and what we believe together as an industry is that probably it has to be a combination of various type of business models. So let's analyze a little bit more. I think most of us are convinced about digital transformation. We know we need to go there. I think the question is a little bit more, how do we do it and what is challenging? Together with EFMA, Backbase did a bit of a survey, and we asked around 100 financial services executives about what are the roadblocks to create that superior customer experience. And what really stands out are two major roadblocks. The first roadblock is there are too many silos. Product silos, system silos, departmental silos. Our own organizational structure and our own IT infrastructure is killing us to go as fast as we need to go in the digital world. The second major issue is projects take way too much time. Too late, too little, poor outcome. So how can we really fix that? So let's zoom into the first problem, the silo problem. This is a typical insurance company. We have many, many silos. So the vision is that we actually cannot replace these silos. It's irrelevant, it's impossible. There is a lot of valuable data. Oh, I have to go back. There's a lot of valuable data in these silos. So the best thing what you can do is actually to create a new presentation layer, a customer interaction layer on top of these silos. So this is the existing situation, and we are creating something on top of this. This new customer experience layer will be seamless to the customer. It's personal and relevant. It's easy, frictionless, and on any device. It can empower the customer. It can empower an agent. It can empower a call center employee. It can empower anybody. So think omni-channel. Think in a human, an advisor, a call center rep, and an end customer on any device. So the top layer here is all about a seamless customer experience. And then at the bottom of the experience layer, how do we integrate into existing systems? How do we integrate into the fintech players we see here today and tomorrow? How do we integrate into CRM? How do we integrate into process, dynamic case management? And how do we integrate into our security architecture? So this customer experience layer is all about creating speed. And that's what you see here. The classic approach to digital in the past was always about how can we push stuff from our silos to the end customer. We call this the inside-out approach. It's all about product push. We talk about customer centricity, but in the end of the day, we're just pushing products, to be honest, right? Fundamentally, the paradigm shift is the other way around. So really forget about these systems for a moment, just for a moment. Ignore. Ignore products, ignore IT, ignore systems. Just focus on those people. Humans, they need protection. They need something seamless. They like Netflix. They like Amazon. They're getting used to it. Overnight delivery, instant, personalized, seamless. So the best approach is actually to turn it around and to take an outside-in approach. And outside-in is all about customer enablement. I am a customer, I'm a human being, I need something. I need a taxi. One push of the button, the taxi will be here in 2 minutes. I want to watch a video, click, it's there. How can we do that in insurance? So the vision here is that these systems typically are difficult to change, and their change capability is low. So the heartbeat of innovation is low at the core level, and that is fine. That's why we need to have a decoupled presentation layer, a digital layer on top of our existing systems to innovate at the speed of digital. This is also recognized by Forrester. They really say, how can we actually move from siloed channel islands? Here we see distribution channels. Almost every decade we have a new technology. How can we move away from channel islands into an omni-channel future where we have various systems and we have a single platform to orchestrate the customer journey? This is in the context of banking. I think banking is a little ahead of insurance, but this picture is extremely relevant for the insurance industry as well. So how could that look like? What is that decoupled experience layer? So I think it all starts again with this customer. Their mind, they need something on any device. We can do quote and buy, we can do self-service, all of those capabilities are possible. But what we need, first and foremost, we need to have UI, user interface building blocks, we can flexible assemble. In the web, in a smartphone, we can empower an agent, we can empower an end customer. It can be a direct model, it can be an indirect model, but it's all about user interface building blocks. We can reuse and repurpose and mix and match and assemble. Below that, ideally you would like to have a very smart, something like a customer experience orchestration platform. Who are you? What are you entitled to see? How can we integrate into the back-end systems? How can we get the right information and the right functionality and compose it into something relevant for the end customer at a given moment in time? We need to probably combine it with content. How can we match it with video, with text, marketing content, support content? And most likely we would like to personalize it. Who are you? Where are you? What is your behavior from the past? What are your preferences? So once we have this intelligent layer, we say, you are entitled to see this, we can get you whatever you need, we can combine it with the right content, and we can make it very personal and relevant. And then finally, what we also need is two more things. We need to have a bit of what we call journey flow orchestration, because a lot of these questions and interactions with the customers are dynamic. Are you smoking? Yes or no? What is your context? We need to ask a lot of intelligent questions to end customer to assess their risk profile, to assess their needs. So we need to have that logic to basically broker a meaningful conversation here on the screen, but also broker it to calculation boxes, credit risk checks, whatever we need to do at the back end. So those are roughly the core ingredients. And then finally, very relevant for today, this decoupled presentation layer is not only to leverage and reuse your existing systems, but it also will give you the dynamics to plug in fintech capabilities, most of them you see here today, that will provide you with a cloud-based capability, instant ready to go, accessible via, again, those APIs. So you can now combine the traditional world and the new world, and you can mix and match, right? What is also important that it is very likely that some of these systems are obsolete or irrelevant in 10 years. It's not important. For the next 5 years you can use them. You can really start to control and own the customer relationship and be meaningful like a Uber or a Netflix. And in the same, you can hedge your badges over here to connect to whatever fintech capability. You can buy these companies, you can purchase as a company, as an M&A activity, you can actually purchase their capabilities just as a service in a partner model. It's basically, with this, you have the flexibility to innovate, not at a technology level, but at a business model level. You've got the flexibility to do lean startup trials at a business level. All right, so business model agility. It doesn't matter. Core systems, back-end systems, you can mix and match, and you can combine them, and you, most importantly, you can control and own the customer experience layer. You can do this, of course, with Backbase, but forget about Backbase. In general, this is a vision or an approach you can apply with multiple technologies. You know, I'm very biased. I think Backbase can do this well, but in general, the key message is it's about the concept. All right, we do this with a couple of companies where, and I cannot share the details, but within Hiscox, we are kind of automating everything. This is a UK and also US-based insurance company. Basically, we have done this vision completely live, and you can connect with them as peers, and you can ask them about their impact. But it is phenomenal. If you see their uptake in quote to buy, it's really very encouraging. We're also proud to be able to work with Swiss Re or certain parts of Swiss Re, an underinsurer, an underwriter, completely different business model. Again, they're also here today, so if you'd like to learn more, you can ask them as well. Let's go to the second challenge. It goes way too slow. Do we recognize this? Who thinks the organization is really super fast? I like to see hands now. There's a few. Great, guys, congratulations. So for those of you who are looking for a little bit more speed, I think let's start with the fundamentals. The fundamentals are that, the facts are that the change capability over here is limited. Sometimes people even make jokes that this is a flat line. It can happen, right? And just an observation, it's not an opinion. Then on top of that, once you have that decoupled experience layer, you're looking for speed, innovation speed. And you can do this in many ways, but the fundamental first rule, I think if this speed starts to dictate this speed, we're not in a good place, because then it will go to the lowest denominator. So what we need to do is we need to decouple the customer experience layer. Oops. We need to decouple this. So it's not connected from here to here, because otherwise this would dominate. It is a lean, light, loosely coupled integration, so we can truly innovate here at the speed of digital. So this is a classic model. I will speed up a little bit time-wise. This is the classic approach to get something done. You've got a business owner, you go to a BA, you go to a design agency, you develop something. Classic waterfall. I think the future, if we look at startups, if we look at Silicon Valley, it's way shorter. It's an agile team, so there's a business owner, a true business owner, an agile team, and an integrated platform where we can operate like lean startup. Create, test, improve. Ongoing small cycles. Keep it small. Minimum viable product. So those are all lessons about keep it small, agility, and integrated groups. We see a lot of insurance or banking companies where they try to do digital innovation, and then in one tower we have the marketing and the business people, and in another tower we have the IT people, and occasionally there's a steer group and there's a conference call, but there's no true digital innovation. And a platform like Backbase cannot improve that at all. It's really a mindset about how you work and how you operate. Okay, so it's all about deliver agility in your delivery capability. But in the end of the day, this is business, user experience design, architects and engineers in an integrated single team. 8 people, maybe 10 people at max. It's a squad. And they will create value. You can have 1 squad, you can have 80 squads. It's all about how do we enable people to build end-to-end customer value as soon as possible. In the end of the day, if these squads are really operational and up to speed, what you will see is that there's going to be a very nice collaboration between people that can create and develop. And I'm talking about if you are in IT, you're an engineer, you really code. You're not a talker, but you are an engineer, you do. And you're an architect. And other than that, it's basically there's no place for you in this model. If you cannot code, or you're not an architect, I don't know what you're doing here. And you really see that in a startup, you probably wouldn't hire. You wouldn't even be part of a startup, because you need to produce value. So think of these squads as mini startups, as very innovative squads that can really go fast. The nice thing, if you have multiple squads running, they will actually help you to create a digital capability library. A quote and buy for product X, a login procedure, my product portfolio. They will create capabilities. And these capabilities are not hard-coded in a single application, but they are nicely curated. And there's release management, so you can reuse these building blocks for multiple applications. You can run them in the web, you can run them mobile. It's the same capability. It's the same squad owning it. You can run them for end customers, but you can also run them for agents. So you can have a direct model and an indirect model at the same time. So over are the days of siloed applications, where we have multiple applications and they're all siloed and they are inconsistent and very expensive to maintain. We're going into a future where we have reusable end-to-end capabilities maintained by innovative squads that can go at the speed of digital. We are very proud to do this with PZU, one of the largest insurance companies. This is, with all respect, this is a very large insurance company. It's mostly state-owned. They're from Poland. I'm super impressed with them because they are one of the more classic, I would say, more traditional players with a massive install base in their home countries. But they took the step to completely renovate their core systems. They're moving to Guidewire, they're succeeding with that. And on top of that, they are implementing this new digital layer. Fast, very, very impressive to see a very, very large, I would say, oil tanker type of organization making this type of transformation. So it's not just startups, it's very big companies are pulling this off. Same with Legal & General in the UK, actually globally, similar story. One standard enterprise-wide user experience platform, multiple product lines, innovating and moving. And this is an easy story? Do we have problems in these projects? Of course. There are plenty of problems, right? As usual. But they are smaller. They are not like of this elephant scale. They are just digestible. You can just fix them one by one. And it's also basically part of the learning process and of innovation. So just 1 minute left, a little bit about Backbase. I can keep that really short. We're a software company. Our mission is to really empower financials to accelerate their digital transformation. So digital transformation is going to happen. The key question is how, and how can we do it faster? This is the overall platform we already discussed, but think of this as a decoupled, loosely coupled presentation layer that can run on any device, anytime, any moment, which is the best friend of your end customer. Just like with Uber, just with Netflix and Amazon. And at the end of the day, it all gives you kind of business model agility. This is not about technology, this is not only about customer centricity, but in the end of the day, I think none of us in this room can predict how the world will look like in 5 or 10 years. We've got a gut feel where it will go, but we need to have the flexibility within our organizational structure and within our IT systems to adapt. So the capability not only to be customer-centric, but also the capability to adapt, innovate, and learn, we believe is critical. Good. In the end of the day, the goal is how can you work together within your organization, business IT together, to actually go into a roadmap to become a digital leader. You know, today it's maybe efficiency and effectiveness, but in the end of the day, how can we do continuous innovation? So step one is stable state, agility is step two, and in the end of the day, it's ongoing business innovation. Thank you very much.